Pura Vida. This is Capricorn with the weekly Paleo report. I'm very excited today because for Christmas I got a stable cam. This is supposed to hold my camera stable as I walk through the woods. So we'll see how it works. So far it's a little weird. I don't know. Today is December 28th. This is the last Paleo report for 2016. Oh my God! What the heck? Another year gone by. And it is certainly a time for old lang syne. It is certainly a time to reflect over what the heck that was all about, 2016, because why? We've got a new moon happening in Capricorn, conjunct a Mercury retrograde. Wow. Capricorn is heavy. I'll talk a little bit more about that. It's time to get heavy, it's time to get serious. Retrograde Mercury, time to reflect, okay, and think back and think inwardly. Yeah, not so much about talking and, going forward, but anyway, let me just give the aspects. I get carried away with this stuff. Saturn is still today exactly square Chiron. Yeah, Sagittarius to Pisces. And that new moon is at 7 degrees 59 minutes of Capricorn, for those of you who are really into the, specifics of things. Jupiter is still opposite Uranus. And I'd say the big news for this week is what? A couple of things. Number one, Uranus goes direct. Uranus has been retrograde for about 6 months, moving back to 20 degrees of Pisces, and now it's stationed, standing right still. Oh my God, I'm going down the hill with my stable cam. See how it really works. Okay, because I'm walking, I'm stepping. I hope it's not too jittery for you folks. Okay, so Jupiter opposite Uranus. Uranus stationing right there, going direct. Jupiter's still going to move on. It's going up to 23 degrees by February. It's still at 20 degrees now. Okay, and then Saturday, New Year's Eve. Wow, talk about a party. Mars conjunct Neptune. Neptune, the sign of drugs, alcohol, escapism, and parties. Mars is like, yeah, let's do it, let's go for it. So, yay. I would say, be careful. Get yourself an Uber or something, to get yourself home from that New Year's Eve party. It's going to be wild, man. I see a pretty wild New Year's happening here, yeah? And before that, though, something interesting that I just came across. The moon is void of course in the sign of Aquarius for 18 hours on Friday. That means there's no aspects to the moon. And I'll talk a little bit more about this void of course moon. It's an interesting situation. Has an old, the old astrologers really watched the void of course moon. So, anyway, I could talk all the way till I get down to the frickin' river here. There is a river over that ridge over there, but I'm just running out of things to say, and I know people don't like this first part of the report anyway. So, I'm going to turn this sucker off. One last shot over the horizon. All right, everybody. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Some of you may not even see this until 2017. Oh my God. I just did a whole video on 2017. I'll get that out pretty soon. But let's just talk about the week instead of the year, even though some of that may come up a little bit. Yeah. It's kind of like I'm on a tree root here. The thing's going right up my butt. Okay, so, yeah, it's a wild and crazy year coming up. Jupiter opposite Uranus. We're feeling it right now. Time of great expansion, like taking a big breath. Things can be coming at us a lot, but particularly now, we can feel the hand of destiny moving through our lives. A greater hand than ourselves, like we are being pushed, or we are being pulled, or we are being blocked, or we are being stopped, okay, by the hand of Goddess. Thou shalt not. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. Why? Because almost everything is in these signs: Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay? Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Neptune, Chiron, South Node of the Moon. These are all in the last Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, signs 10, 11, and 12. These are the most objective, the most impersonal, the most transpersonal, the most social. And it's interesting to have this new moon in Capricorn because, you know, so much of Capricorn, and if you read the horoscope in the newspapers and on the internet and everything, you know, they're just always talking about Capricorn being about business and being about profession and being about money and being about order and being about government and blah, 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 blah. And I just want to point out that there's a much deeper level, yeah? There's a much more powerful manifestation of Capricorn, because Capricorn has to do with order and authority. And the ultimate source of order and the ultimate authority is divine law, God, Goddess, Source, Allah, Christ. I don't care what you want to name it. There is an objective intelligence outside and beyond our control, and it gets kind of stepped down, okay, to, you know, religious figures and gurus and presidents and dictators and parents, and, you know, there's lots of external authorities, scientists, movie stars. I mean, for some people, you know, big movie stars, billionaires, that's another one, you know, that people, you know, look up to as an authority. These, you know, these people have it together. They know what's going on. But behind that, deeper than that, bigger than that, broader than that, beyond any one lifetime, beyond any 1, 2, or 3 generations, we've got a bigger authority. Maybe it's Gaia. This earth was here before we were born, and it's going to be here after we leave. There are, you know, through time, there's a lot, okay, that exists that is bigger and wider and broader than a human lifespan. And this is what Capricorn really represents. That's why this mantra, you know, that I'm giving for this week is about objectivity, not subjectivity, not I, me, my, not my narcissistic self-preoccupation, okay, with, you know, my happiness, my money, my security, my advancement, my family, my country, me, my. This is the exact opposite of all that we're feeling right now. Saturn, you know, and Capricorn have to do with maturity. They have to do with this objectivity and maturity that has to do with growing up and becoming a chief, becoming a representative, okay, of the group, becoming a model, becoming an example, and really looking, okay, at the long term objectively. So I may want a bridge, you know, over the river to get to my house. But instead of just thinking about me and my house and, you know, it's easy to cross the river if I get this bridge, or maybe this Dakota pipeline, you know, right? You know, it's, you know, for me, I can make a bunch of money if I put this pipeline in, but we need to look at the bigger, wider, broader effects of every one of our actions, of the meaning and the purpose of our lives, what we're going to leave after we're gone, and what the future generations are going to either thank us for or condemn us for. Yeah? Ultimately, we are going to be the elders, you know, hopefully before we die. Unless you die young. But only the good die young. No. That was a joke. Shit. Ow! Only the good die young. Well, that's good and bad. Capricorn's about good and bad. It's the boundaries, it's the line, it's the third dimension. This is wholesome and healthy, or this is going to kill you. Okay? So, you know, with this retrograde Mercury about reflection and thinking, and this new moon coming up right now until, you know, until the new moon on Thursday, okay, we've got, it's the balsamic dark moon phase. So we can all be feeling like exhausted. We can all be feeling down. We can all be feeling, you know, kind of going into the rabbit hole as we think about what a hell of a year 2016 was, hoping that we don't have to repeat it. The nice thing about astrology is it says, no, we don't have to repeat it. In fact, we're not going to. It's going to like get wild and crazy and lighten up, and oh yeah. But the big thing is, especially with retrograde Mercury, we can want to carry on with business as usual. Not the time for it. Reflection, meditation, contemplation. This is a good time to not do business. This is a time to contemplate cosmic laws. Yeah? Not so much about, yeah, my personal advancement or work. This is a time to withdraw, do some Vipassana yoga, do a silent retreat. Yeah? Spend some extra time in your meditation. And the retrograde Mercury is only helping us. You know, my computer broke down yesterday. It's at the shop right now. You know, I have had a heck of a time, you know, getting together. Oh, look at that. 2 blue dragonflies mating. Did you see that go across the camera? Spend some time with the dragonflies. Spend some time with the snow if you're in snow. Spend some time with nature. Think about what really is important and what really lasts. And then make your choices and make your decisions. Make your resolutions. Capricorn is about commitment. Saturn's about commitment. Saturn square Chiron says, we have now to commit to a meaningful, soulful, spiritual purpose. That's what we really need to be doing now. And no longer be distracted. It's time for social justice. It's time for social action. And I talked before about how the seed for this Saturn Chiron square falls in the mid-60s. Yeah? It started in 66. And the thing is, they had a cause. The Vietnam War. They wanted to put an end to war. Right? They had, you know, this purposeful, guided intention that brought about the revolutionary changes. This is a time where each one of us can go inside and define for ourselves, yes, you know, that justifiable, powerful, motivating goal. What is the new paradigm looking like? What needs to come in? And what needs to get out of the way so that it can come in? What is the age of Aquarius about? And what is my part? What is my strength? What is my job in the age of Aquarius? In creating the age of Aquarius. So it's time to get deep. It's time to get serious. And not fall into victim. And not fall into denial. And not fall into escapism. Yeah, where we're just going to take another toke, have another sip, have another party, you know, take some ayahuasca, whatever, you know, and step out and look at the bigger, wider, cosmic picture, and how it's all good and it's all light and everything's going to be all right. Yeah, and there's this big, huge, we see all the DNA and the massive design of the Creator. We are part of that design. And Capricorn is a cardinal sign. It is Brahma. Part of our, vision is not just to observe it objectively and escape out of it and be looking at it from outside, Aquarius, Pisces. But all this stuff is now showing us what needs to happen. Later on in 2017, okay, the node moves into Leo. Yeah, and this Virgo Leo is that we can't just see it, observe it, open up our third eye like we know it all, and we're all illuminated. It is about that dragonfly on my thumb. Oh my God, do you see that? Oh, here, look at the camera once. That dragonfly is part of the divine design. Yeah? And it's watching you. That dragonfly needs you. You've got a responsibility to that dragonfly. You have a duty to perform so that that dragonfly has a beautiful planet to live on and to live in and to breed and to reproduce in. That's what Capricorn is about. Yeah, baby. Ow! Freaking love it, man. So, the older and more objective I get, the older and more objective I get, the more I clearly see. The world needs some serious attention. Not another party for me. More than a party for me. I won't say not another party. I mean, parties are nice and parties are good, and it's nice to have another party, but we need to do more than a party. Like, I'm doing this astrology convention. Not just astrology, but, a convention bringing in the new paradigm in May, when the moon's nodes goes into Leo. Co-creation. It's astrology rising, co-creating the future. Yeah? And that's, it's a party, and it's fun to get together, and we can have festivals and we can enjoy ourselves. I'm not saying that we can't, but there's more. Yeah, and this Capricorn new moon is saying, set your goals, make your resolutions, make a commitment to the future. Yeah, and really something that you're going to follow through come hell or high water. 2017 is going to bring us some hell and some high water. And what we want to be doing is being so committed and so centered and so in our truth, yeah, that the hell and the high water is not going to stop us. Yeah? We're going to persevere through it all, and we're going to make this age of Aquarius happen. So this new moon is a beautiful time, and it's serious. And there's nothing wrong with being serious. It doesn't have to be, blue and depression. It can just be sober, serious reflection. And you can get a lot out of it. Put down the phones, put down the screens, put down the computers, and reflect inwardly, seriously, yeah, about the deeper aspects of life. That's really powerful. And that will be happening also more into next week as the moon goes into Aquarius, the future, and the moon goes into Pisces, meditation and yoga. So this is it's a really great week, yeah, for making you know, some real resolutions. I used to hate resolutions, man. I would never make New Year's resolutions. But, you know, this is now a good time for it. So check it out. Anyway, the older and more objective I get, the more I can clearly see. The world needs some serious attention. More than another party for me. Enough said. Time to do. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.